right. We are streaming. It has been a minute. Like, I don't know, like 5 days or something. A week, maybe. Not. Oh, no, 4 days. For some reason, I thought it was a lot longer than that. Yeah, I've not been making music much at all. And I've been in kind of a slump. So I decided I'm gonna force myself to stream and make sounds and get myself out of the slump because I can see that it is going nowhere good. So there's a few different directions we could go. I could try to figure out Zebra again, which is like kind of compelling and kind of interesting. Or we could try like producing a thing, doing some like microtonal theory or something like that. I spent a good couple of hours. How do I need this to be positioned better? Do not, I'm just making it worse, aren't I? It's just getting worse. Spent a good couple hours working on making the next microtonal theory video, so that is exciting. But okay. Yeah, let's remember how this thing works, right? Right. It's a wavetable right now. We can also change it out to be, what is FMO? I don't know. This is just, yeah, this is FM. Which, I don't know what this DX. I mean, it sounds really cool. I think it's like a different octave as a carrier. I don't understand what feedback is, though. That's amplitude of the carrier, evidently. What is feedback doing? And I can, like, these are like LFO modulation sources. Gotcha. Oh, and that's ratio of the thing? Why is it not playing? Okay, this is cool. Yeah, the interface for all this is very weird though. It's not like anything else that is intuitive. I still don't understand feedback. Can you FM feedback with itself? I guess that makes sense. Right? Like, let's consider what would FM feedback be? It's like if you have you would have like, okay, if you're using a sine wave and you're FMing itself with feedback, then it would use the sine wave to FM that, which would change the wave shape, which then you apply that same wave shape again with a smaller amplitude to FM that again. But then it would need like a buffer or something to remember the previous wave shape, right? Because it's like a recursive function. So that doesn't make, I don't fully get it. I'm just guessing. Anyways. Pretty good at playing music with the goddamn computer keyboard. I'm just using the fucking ASDFG whatever. This sounds great. Good FM. What the fuck does this input knob do? I gotta read the manual. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, I can like intuit. I can kind of intuit what's going on just because I know what sounds sound like, you know. I mean, feedback gives a lot of high end. Why does the negative ratio make it go so high frequency? It sounds like it's reflecting. Right? That's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is that? I mean, I imagine the ratio... Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? How does... I don't know how that works. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe we're literally multiplying it by negative 2.5, and so it's like a polarity inverted version of the input wave, which I think would give it a different timbre, right? Because like, you know, if we got, you know, let's open up a thing. So let's say we got a sine wave, right? And you want to FM it with another sine wave. That would mean, right, we're changing the frequency, so that means it's gonna squiggle really fast in this section, and then it's gonna slow down. It's gonna slow down in that section, right? Get like really slow, right? Hey, what's up, Van Dweller? And if you were to polarity invert this, right, you're gonna get a totally different shape, but it is dependent on fucking the amplitude of this guy also matters a lot, right? I hope that's intuitive. This squiggling drawing isn't actually making it all that clear, but the polarity inversion for an FM should matter. So I think that's what's going on here. I think so, right? That's why this has a different sound than, right? They're both 7 and -7. The one is like only high frequency. Again, I have to just read the fucking manual. I should just stop guessing, but I'm just impressed with how the FM sounds. It sounds really good. What else we got? Sounds good. Drive isn't really doing much. How the fuck does Drive work? Is Drive related to the Filter FM somehow? Because Filter FM sounds like Drive. Like Filter FM, I turned that up. It's clearly sounds like some sort of nonlinear distortion, right? Yeah, I gotta learn how to use this. I gotta spend more time with this. It sounds fucking awesome, and I'm doing the bare minimum. Why? What did I do? What did I fuck up? What did I change? The fuck? Hey, what's up, Richard? I mean, World of Rich. I don't know your name. We don't know each other in real life. It is very... We're being cool and discreet. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm okay. I don't know what I did, but this sounds like ass now. There's something over here. Okay, bud. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's try to... What do we want to do? So if we go to this filter, let's choose a different... We're just using a low-pass filter in FM. It's kind of boring. So let's do... what would be a bandpass filter? I guess bandpass is here. Are these all bandpass? Okay, these are all bandpass filters. Gotcha. We have like a weird grid. A ladder bandpass filter, right? So... Except, doesn't really sound that great. It's kind of working, but, like, it's letting the whole fucking sound through. Right, it's a 6 dB slope, that's why. So let's do 12 dB. Okay, and then how do we add LFOs again? I go down here, I go, LFO, I want you on you. There we go, and we make this random. Hello? Yeah, okay, it sounds like it's working. It's on trigger, though, free. I want you. You're supposed... Oh, I didn't turn this up. There we go. What the fuck? Okay, so the symmetry thing kind of swings it. That's interesting. You can swing the, whatever the technical word would be for the random stepwise graph. Okay, cool. Okay, and it carries all the way down. Okay, we have it just turned up a little bit. Okay, you can hear a little bit of that. So what if we filter it? I want to make it really loud. Distortion? Oh, I did hear, so distortion, when you put distortion in here, it actually works per voice, right? So this is why, like, if you're playing a chord, it's not being blown the fuck out like you would expect, right? So if you want to, I don't know what I'm doing, man. You can put distortion here, and now it's gonna go on everything. Right? Then you're gonna get all that, like, inharmonic distortion, whatever, the effects from playing chords and stuff. Which, that's fun and all. Again, I'm still just, like, experimenting. I don't really have a goal in mind. It's fun. Okay, so the pitch source does not affect... Interesting. Like the carrier and whatnot, and all the modulator. Oh, the set Control B. What the fuck is Control B? Control B is controlling... That's the modulator. This is very weird. Okay, let's turn off... Can we just turn off the LFO? Yeah, you stop. How do we just make you go away? You shouldn't be affecting anything. Whoa. Whoa, why does... Okay, so I'm increasing the resonance on the bandpass filter until it starts, like, self-oscillating, right? Right? Why is it pitch bend when I do that? The fuck is that? Oh, maybe it's because his filter FM's on? No, that's definitely not it. Why is it pitch bending? I mean, we have distortion afterwards. That wouldn't affect it. What the fuck is going on? Unless, like, the resonance knob is somehow moving the pole of the bandpass filter at the same time. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure ladder filters, these are emulations of, like, analog filters. And analog filters have, you know, weird discrepancies in them. They're not, like, perfect mathematical objects. So these emulations of analog filters being these kind of unpredictable things, non-linear, whatever, having these other side effects, that kind of makes sense. So I guess I'm just going to assume that's what's going on there. Again, I need to read the manual. I just need to sit down and read the fucking manual. How do you do that again? I think, yeah, user guide. It's like a whole fucking thing. Oh. Oh, my lord. Hold on. If I paste this into Google, will this look less terrible? Because I have an extension to make everything... Yeah, there we go. It's less... We got the sides are now dark. That's about it. I'm not going to read this on stream. That's going to be fucking awful. But I need to do that, though. So, like, okay, if we take this, and, yeah, you go on you. It's just so unpredictable. I turn the resonance knob the tiniest bit, and then it just explodes. The foldback knob is crazy. Can I change what the input signal is? Like, is it always just like a saw wave? Like, how does that work? Hey, howdy, Mr. Leaky. Thank you. So I imagine, yeah, if we do foldback on the chord, it explodes. I mean, that's just a cool way to like disintegrate a sound. What was I doing before? Yeah, it's so unpredictable. Yeah, so this distortion's set to hard clip, right? But it's hard clipping per voice. So it's really just wave shaping when you have it up here, right? In this algorithm thing, it's just like a wavetable, wave shaper effect thing. That's all it's really doing. Though I suppose... Oh no, you can't filter FM this. Well, you can LFO it. You can use an LFO. So we put like an LFO on the amount and then had the LFO 64. We're supposed to go wait. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Zebra's doing incredible things. What I say, it has excellent skills beyond Faceplant and Syrup and Piglets. I mean, I would presume so because it has so much shit. The thing is, like the interface and the way that you work with it is completely alien to all other like soft synths. So you naturally are going to end up creating completely different sounds. Now, can you create these exact same sounds using Serum? Maybe. I'm not sure of that, but the way it presents the stuff to you is like, one, I mean, it's unintuitive, at least at first. And the constraints given within them, like this FM thing, right? Like I'm used to using FM with the operator, which is like so clear and obvious as to what it's doing. You manually type in numbers and set what you want the carrier frequency to be, and you choose what the amplitude is and decibels and all that. And here you just have knobs and arrows pointing at everything, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm twisting them, and it sounds cool. It sounds really neat, and I'm getting combinations of things that I wouldn't do otherwise. So like I know Serum, you could do so much, and really the sky's your limit. I guess Serum doesn't have like modal stuff, right? That this has a bunch of really cool like modal engine stuff in it, so that's pretty unique to it. Pigments has modal stuff, but I would say it's kind of lacking. Like I think this has more modal stuff, but again, it like the downside of this is also an upside. It's really unintuitive and difficult to learn. Hey, what's up, ZenBuild? I'm making, I don't know, chords. It's really difficult and intuitive to learn, but that lends you to making cool sounds that you like wouldn't normally make. So it is interesting. And also reframing and understanding how to make sounds within this synth will strengthen your understanding, because you're like learning to translate. It's like learning a thing in two different languages. It gives you a better understanding of what that actual thing is, because you're able to express it in different forms and ways, right? So like I feel like that's probably a good thing. Now I'm pretty bad at it. And like I said, I need to read the manual. I know ZenBuild said he read the entire goddamn manual over like a couple days and said it was super worth it. Reaper's your favorite. I mean, I can tell you've been obsessed. I haven't seen you do a Lumitone strain in like 2 weeks or something, unless I missed it. Anyways, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I was just exploring the just the FM thing, right? It sounds crazy. Hello, play. So I don't understand what the fuck feedback does. Okay, feedback is clearly changing stepwise. It's not continuous, which is interesting. It's fucking nuts. It's stupid. Like what? All right, you know what? You know what I'm doing? I'm putting all this shit. I'm putting all this shit right here. That's right. Oh, yeah, this is this text up here, that's me playing on the keyboard, and I tried to play chords. We're just gonna spellbook everything. No, you know what? We're gonna be even stupider than that. No, we're gonna spellbook everything. Spellbook. I was gonna use device randomizer, but it's way harder to control and set parameters. Or set limits to parameters and offsets and whatnot. So, here we're doing this. And then we're gonna mix up all these parameters, and we're just gonna fucking... Boom, 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 boom. Like, this is literally just one module. I'm not using anything else. Let's go 24, resample from that. Right, and then... There's some weird shit there. A little bit of a dying animal there. I love those. I'm a big fan. Sounds fucking great. Reminds me of Herbalistic a little bit. Just the way it's like descending and changing in the harmonics. Anyways, let's go back to fucking this thing. What is causing it to explode like that in a really obnoxious, annoying way? It's when volume is high? No, it's when input is high. Or ratio? Okay, and then we can hit random, put that on that. It takes so long to open and close it. I believe I would be probably. You could probably at least the FM module in here you could probably replicate with operator, because like I don't know how the fuck feedback works actually, so maybe not. I don't know about the feedback, but the ratio and stuff is all pretty clear. Again, I would have to read the manual. I don't really know exactly what these knobs are doing. Also, there's these different FM types. Maybe these are like analog recreations of how different FM stuff works, so maybe not. No, we want just the crying baby. Thank you. Why is it so crackly? I don't know why it's so crackly all of a sudden. It wasn't a second ago. Wait, I just need to test something. Maybe it's my audio interface being stupid. No, it's not. It's just this. Okay, weird. I don't remember what I changed. I do like those sounds. I am a fan, personally. Here, let's set this to be F, because F is the good frequency. Yeah, why is this? Oh, weird. Okay, it's the ratio. I was recording the wrong fucking thing. I don't know why it keeps getting... It keeps getting crackly again. I just don't get it. Yeah, I fucking love it. It's good. Anyways, yeah, cool. You can make cool FM sounds. What else can we tweak in Zebra? God damn it, I closed it. It takes forever to open and close. Zebra. Zebra, come on. Please. Thank you. What can we do? What can we do? We were playing with... Yeah, let's do... Yeah, distortion back up. And set this to fold. It's not. Hello? Okay, full back distortion isn't actually doing much there. Oh, we have full back distortion on the fucking FX out. Okay, that was boring. Was not nearly as cool as I was expecting. Okay. We have filters. Yeah, I think I have. Okay, apparently I have LFOs. How do I... Here, remove modulation. Get off of that. Remove modulation. Get... Go. Yeah, still don't understand why, in God's name, the resonance changes the cutoff frequency when it's cranked all the way. Non-linearities. Just weird. It's emulating bad filters, basically, right? So... Yeah, so ladder filters explode suddenly. That makes sense. Because I think ladder filters are what were used when people made like the OG like acid synths and stuff, which is where that like the super recognizable like squelchy the resonance of the filter turning into a sine wave thing comes from. So we have this guy. Interesting. So vanilla, that makes sense. It's clean. It doesn't have some weird characteristic. Impossible C. is doing that same thing. Ladder is doing the same thing but less extreme. Cascade sounds modal. That one's super clean sounding. So like that sounds pretty cool. So now we can take, here, let's take an LFO and put it on the cutoff of this. And then what if we, no, let's make this the extreme one again. What is a yellow filter? That's a yellow filter. Right, we're just hearing what resonance sounds like on different filters. Cool. I want to put a delay on it. Okay, so delays don't come from these effects, but I can put delays down here, right? Do we have delays? I think so. Right, don't we? Delay 1 and delay 2. And then up here we have, I could right click. Yeah, okay. Okay. Put another filter. I don't know how that did that. What? Why is it still going? Hello? Okay, I put a filter on it and I deleted the filter. And now it's still fucked. We're hitting undo. What? Okay. So here's a new filter. If I put the filter before everything, it gets fucked. If I turn off the filter by double-clicking it, it's still fucked. What is that? What does that mean? Also, thank you, Gulp. I appreciate that. Yeah. So does that mean this is not actually turned off? Like if I crank this all the way down. Okay, so evidently the filter's not working, but it being before... What? Okay, now it's after, and it's still busted. I don't know. That makes no sense. So I put the filter before, it changed the sound entirely. I turned off the filter, sound was still changed. Then I moved the filter in front, sound is still changed. This just permanently fucked up the sound, right? Is it the position that this is in? No, I just, once I do it once, then the sound is fucked forever? What is this? What racks? They're all the racks I have on my Patreon, so it should be in my description in the thing. Well, the Patreon is Gumroad. I guess you could type in gumroad.com/Pailiac, but it's just like another method for you to buy all the racks or the 3-dimensional spatial panner thing that I made a video on. But yeah, I'm gonna show my Patreon for 3 seconds. There's a bunch of track breakdowns. Oh boy, track breakdowns. There's a bunch of racks that correspond with a lot of the videos, and then there's a couple videos that are like only for the Patreon. I'm talking about different like sound design techniques and stuff like that. And then I think there's a couple sample packs as well. So yeah. How does... Okay. I know, we got some bleep loops. I'm just gonna record some of these out, because they sound kind of cool. And then we can say that we accomplished something. Cool. All right, we accomplished something, folks. How exciting. All right, let's just do a new zebra patch and let's just explore some more. Yeah. Because I don't know, I'm having fun exploring. So we're doing, right, we were not using the oscillator actually. We were using we were using FM, and the FM sounds great. Right? I have to turn up mod. Okay, I guess if I want to find out for sure, so my belief is that the ratio, we're just multiplying it by negative 2.5 or positive 2.5, depending on which direction, right? So that's negative, and then this, that's positive. So it's like, the question is, does polarity inversion matter that much? So let's see if we can just test this on fucking, on operator. Is there a clear, what's the clearest way? How would I polarity invert this? Oh, I just changed the phase by 50%. Duh. Okay. So this would be, right? Let's make you look like that. Right? And then let's change the phase to 50%. It sounds fucking identical. So I don't know what's going on there. I take it all back. I feel like it should sound different though. We're changing the shape of the wave, are we not? It should be changing the shape of the wave. I don't get it. Right? I don't know. Yeah, no idea. No idea. Okay, never mind. I don't know how the fuck Zebra works, but it sounds cool. That's annoying. I like to know how things work. Okay, let's take you. Let's put you here. God damn it, I close it again. Okay. So we have you. So as I increase the, yeah, wait, this isn't even FM. This is just like, this is just what's playing. Okay, so we have the fundamental also playing on the right, and we have only the thing being like frequency shifted on the left. I don't know. That just sounds great. That's just an easy recipe. Literally just grab FM thing, easy pad. Just twist FM until it sounds kind of cool, then make... Right, so like we can add a filter. So what's up with the DC offset, right? You can clearly tell there's this giant... I mean, it's pretty stable. Why is that happening? Yeah, look at the fucking the wavetable up here. It's just like exploding and dying. It just goes all the way down. There's just an extremely low frequency, giant amplitude thing there. Is that from... Something about the FM. Is Zebra pricey? I think it's like $200, but right now it's free at the moment because this is a demo, so you can get the demo. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but. Wait, comb. How does comb? Why can so we can pitch source? The fuck? How does comb work? So this is a whole thing. So you can have a pitch source for the comb, like as if it's an oscillator, but it's just gonna move the filter in different spots. I imagine. See, like, what the fuck does flavor mean? You know, this is my beef with Zebra. What does anything mean, man? Like, what does any of it mean? Let's remove that. Let's input, I don't know, modal. Modal. Isn't modal? No, modal, this is a... Modal requires an input, I think. We need an impulse into this, so use exciter. So exciter is going in a comb filter. Comb filter has a really high feedback, therefore that's like a Karplus strong synthesis, because comb filter is a lie. It's not a filter, it's a delay, right? Whenever you're using like in Serum or whatever, and you're using a filter and you click on the comb filter thing and it shows you the filter, they're not like using an EQ to make that with a bunch of notches. They're using a delay, and they're delaying the signal by like, you know, some millisecond amount, which creates comb filtering. So if you increase feedback, this is just a delay with a really high feedback with a really short thing, which is Karplus strong synthesis, which is just like, you know, modal synthesis shit, right? So this exciter is just inputting, you know, a tick. Some extremely, like, I guess we gotta, there we go. If we crank the attack back, and then we can just comb filter it with a high feedback. Yeah, it is both. But like the way that they're doing it is with a delay, right? Whoa. See, like, you're not gonna make any of these fucking sounds with pigments. There's no way. Now, do I know exactly what everything's doing? No, I have some idea. Like ratio, that's gonna change the pitch. chord from 25 as well. Thank you. Right? We got horror movie soundtrack stuff. What if we take a LFO? Right? How do we make this? Oh, I keep forgetting after. Ooh. I love that. That's... See, this is why you gotta crank the reverb and the send delays. Or the delay sends, right? Because, like, this by itself... kinda cool. With delay and shit. Cool. Okay. I don't know what the fuck that is, but all these horror sounds, very cool. Saving those. Horror sounds. And then this, we had like, I don't know, bleep bloops. Those are kind of mid. They're very clicky. Kind of mid bleep bloops. Okay, so we're doing, what are we doing? We're doing weird. Let's go back to the dissonant one. The dissonant one's super cool. It is very neat. You can try putting more LFOs on. Well, one, we could play with the exciter. We can add bounce, which I think is gonna like make it spray out. Right? Am I correct? No? Yes? No? No sound is coming out? Hello? What did I do to you? Why are you quiet? Yeah, okay, okay. Give sound. Please? Make LFO slower. Yeah, it's like a flute now. Okay, that was boring. This sounds like a daxophone. I've shown a daxophone on stream before, but this is extremely necessary so that you all know what I'm talking about. It's the coolest fucking instrument. It's the best. This is a Daxophone. Come on. That's the sound I was just making. Yeah, no, that's it. That's good. Basically, every time you do modal synthesis and you push it to extreme limits and like play with high feedback, or even do like feedback in a circuit within a synth, you're just gonna get Daxophone sounds. Or the rubber chicken that you squeeze and it screams, also that sound, which that was kind of in that video right there. What are we doing here, man? What are we trying to accomplish, you know? Okay, LFO type, this suck. I mean, those are all kind of cute. Right, you can hardly hear them, but like, if we can bring it out with a flat line, and then let's also high pass the low end, because there's obviously some like crazy shit. Kind of annoying that you can hear the click, but that's probably because of the, yeah, if we turn off. Right, okay, so let's just bring it back out. Let's go back to this guy. Let's do, I don't know, what does Comb do here? Okay, we got bees. Okay. What the fuck is the... I don't understand why there's a positive and a negative feedback. Sounds like a Gorons, yes. Sounds like something a kid would love to have fun with. Appreciate this chat. I'm on so cooked to shit. Need to get on y'all's vibrations. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That sucks. What about Complex 8? 8 is twice as much as 4. Okay, it still sucks. I don't feel like it. Okay, whatever. I'm done with the comb filter. Okay, so besides comb filter, we could use modal. Right, this is like your standard modal synthesis thing. It's just a filter bank, right? So using a comb filter where you're doing Karplus-Strong synthesis, where you just have a delay line that has a really short delay time and a high feedback. The modal thing is a filter bank of a bunch of different bandpass filters with high resonances, right? And I don't know what the shit... Okay, there's a high pass filter for the input. Gotcha. I know for some, I don't know, somehow we could just like shove in different profiles. So I assume the marimba filter bank, or the marimba profile, is a filter bank such that the harmonics mirror that of a marimba. Probably. Does the flanger, I think the flanger has a negative thing on it, and I don't really know what it does. But I don't know conceptually or mathematically what the negative bit does. Well, the thing is, every single fucking knob, not every, a good amount of knobs in Zebra are, they don't start on the left and go to the right. They're bipolar. They're not unipolar, they're all bipolar, but like, here, absorption. What does absorption do? It makes me assume that like high frequency partials will decay out faster, right? Kind of similar to like a low pass filter, but it's applied modally based on resonance. But okay, so that's like if I crank it to the right, what the fuck does cranking it to the left do? I guess there's a diagram now. Okay, well, in this case, it looks like by default it should be all the way to the left because this is the most extreme in one direction, that's the most extreme in the other. Right? Why can't... Yeah, it's basically what I was saying. Okay, so that one actually made some sense. So why is the default... Okay, so... Okay, for the... In these cases, it looks like the default is just in the center, but the knobs are actually predictable. But I'm telling you, earlier, like with the FM, it made no sense. It was just like, here's multiplying by a negative ratio, but I didn't understand what the fuck that meant because it clearly wasn't just multiplying by a polarity inversion of another wave. Damping, yeah, and collision corpus, yeah, same thing. And then position looks like, see, I like that the modal synth, we have a visualizer for what these knobs are doing. A lot of them you don't have that. So position is just changing the amplitude of the filter banks. And then normalize is going to make them all the same volume. Sounds kind of boring. How do we make this cooler? Clearly, you do this. What? There's a limit to how much I can disperse it? Excuse me? Or, like, apply the LFO? What is this? I can't do it that way. Is there a way I can apply it bipolarly? Bipolarly? I cannot. Okay, this is set to oh, okay. I think this is... It's set to bipolar right now, so, I mean, this makes me presume, since the LFO is set to bipolar, it's actually going on both sides. Right? So, like, if that is the case, then it has to be... Okay, it is. Because... Yes. Okay, just the graphic is not indicative of that, which is a little bit confusing. But when this is cranked all the way to the right, bipolar is on, which is this thing that says uni. I guess that's unipolar. I turn it on for unipolar. By default, it's bipolar. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna stop repeating myself. Can Zebra 3 binaural pan? Probably not. Binaural panning is like, I mean, you could do it, I'm sure, if you like set up a macro or something and tie in binaural stuff, but like I would just use like a binaural pan after, which I think this is in the rack that you downloaded from Gumroad, or at least you have a rack that does the same thing. Here, let's get let's actually be fun with it. Let's do 3-dimensional panning. Let's do, yeah, this guy. Let's use the height filter, frickin' Doppler shift, 3-dimensional panning rack. Should be good. So this guy. Now, the way I like to use the 3-dimensional panning rack myself, because I put the spellbook on literally fucking everything, is we put the spellbook on it. So spellbook, you turn all that shit off. Spellbook, you're going to control X, Y, Z, and then we just set the limits of the X and Y thing to create a small circle around the listener, and then Z will have generally above, right? So I'm offsetting it a little bit positive. And now we have this thing. It does get really quiet after you do that. Though I think we want this to be mono. Hello? Okay. So now we have this thing. Let's make it more interesting. We can take U, go to the end of time. Let's make you F instead. We'll loop this little bit here. We'll put you down there. And then now we need to change. No, 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 no. I'm fucking everything up. I'm so bored of the sound already. Let's grab another LFO and put this LFO on this guy. Hello? What happened to you? Yeah, it does work best if it's mono. It still can work in certain situations. It depends what the sound source is. It depends on the content, right? If your sound source that you're trying to pan binaurally has something that's like only in the right ear and like not in the left or whatever, then it's not going to be able to like really image it right. If it's something that's like a little bit wide but super centered, it can still kind of work, but generally it'll work best if it's mono. Same thing with the XYZ map with the three-dimensional panner thing. Okay, this thing sounds like dog water. I'm sick of it. So, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna start over. Right? It's like, oh my god, you can change the filter bank position on a modal synth. It's not, I don't know, it gets boring pretty quickly. At least I listened to it on loop for like 5 minutes straight while I was trying to set up the three-dimensional panning thing, and then I got really bored really quickly. So, what else do we do? I had fun with FM. I might sneeze in a second. I'm not gonna sneeze. Oh, it's just gonna tease me. God damn it. No, terrible. We can use like the actual oscillator, yeah. The default oscillator. See if we can get something cool out of that, because I haven't done that yet. Isn't curve morph supposed to like... Is this not supposed to transform? Oh, I'm playing with the wrong one. Gotcha. So like we can just like map this guy and then also this guy already. And then we can take, let's get another spell book. And then like what happens if we map that to that and that to that? And then we take an LFO. And then this LFO I want to move randomly. So this is gonna cut it up. Not what I was expecting. Not what I was expecting at all. Okay, we could change the... I don't know, that's something. And then we can add... FM... How do we do this? What do we want to do? Distortion. Let's do foldback. I mean, the three-dimensional panning is cool, but the sound itself is ass. What do I do? I don't like what I'm making right now. What do you do when you don't like what you're making? You switch it up. We can go back to modal stuff. Oh, I was having fun with this. Kind of cool. Wait, let's turn on the reverb that exists within the rack. I'm recording the wrong fucking thing. I hate it here. I feel I'm so limited with this fucking computer keyboard. I need to get a better desk. I need a desk such that I can have actual keyboard, like, just right there, within reach. I do so much better sound design. Okay. Let's save that sound because it sounds fucking dope. Wait, no, let's turn off reverb. Turn off that reverb. Yes. Now let's save this in my sample thing. I don't know. We'll call this like chords. What do we call it? Fire, crackling. XYZ chords. It's probably it's kind of a terrible name, but it is what it is. Okay. I'm just checking to see if I missed anything in the messages. I love the sound of the wavefold distortion. Why does it sound like that? No, is there wavefold distortion even on this? There's, I mean, yeah, the fold back. Sounds fucking awesome. It just sounds like... It doesn't sound as good when it's slowed down, but I mean, this is literally just FM, just some FM into the foldback distortion. It sounds so good. Just the... That's nuts. I kind of understand. Okay, the cool, crazy-ass crackling and stuff that's coming from that is the result of this being a temperament, right? If this was just intonation, it wouldn't, the notes wouldn't be phasing at all. And so we're hearing like the phasing of the upper harmonics that are then being folded, which is creating those tiny little spikes on the actual fucking wave diagram, right? Those little spikes are like moving around as a result. So I'm playing a perfect fifth right now, just C and G, right? Right? And that's the result of the phasing that happens, like, naturally. Like, if I just play... That's so cool. And that like, the wave folding, right? Like, we're basically getting these little spikes, right? Like I'm folding... Imagine I fold this waveform right here, little sine wave. We're getting this tiny little spike right here. That makes it have a fuck ton of harmonics, right? Right? There's no harmonics. You move it just a tiny bit. Shit ton of harmonics, right? So basically, and here, if I play like a saw wave, if I play a perfect fifth, you're gonna see up here in this little oscilloscope, both of the waves are moving relative to each other because they're not perfectly in tune, right? Because we're in a temperament, we're in 12-tone equal temperament. So, essentially, when I'm playing this fucking chord here, the wavefold distortion is folding the waves along, I guess, I don't... How is it folding it? Because it has to choose, like, a cutoff when it is folding it. I imagine it's like... I don't know how that works. Regardless, it is folding the waves as a result of whatever the shape of the wave is, and the shape of the wave is changing constantly because it's out of tune, because we're in 12-tone equal temperament. And that creates the moving little crackly dudes. Anyways, that sounds really neat. Right? That goes to show you how cool, like, learning tuning theory can apply to, like, understanding of sound design and how these sounds work, especially really just anything that involves like chords and stuff. If you're playing chords and then processing it heavily, if the chords are out of tune, then you're gonna get like interesting effects because, you know, it's going through like non-linear distortion, non-linearities, they get amplified and whatnot by going through chords. Sounds fucking awesome. I'm supposed to record this one. that was cool. That was really cool. I made an ambient song. This is now an ambient song. Yeah, pretty much. I just kind of have to change. You know, let's. We got this guy. Got that thing. Let's compress it a little bit. I do want to cut or reduce that thing there because that's kind of a mistake. Yeah, let's just right there. Maybe like still too much. It's fine. Cool. And we'll just fade this in. Okay, we made a song. We made a song. How cool is that? You do sound design, and you twist knob, and then you just hold down. By the way, I was just holding down a chord on my keyboard for fucking 5 minutes. I don't know. What do we call the song? Pink Floyd flashback? Did Pink Floyd use binaural pan? Probably. Super Baby. Super Baby probably isn't an appropriate name. Da, 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 da. We got one couch, says Tacos Meow. I don't know, man. It's one couch. Becoming one couch. It's like, I don't know. It's salvia inspired. Imagine you smoke salvia and then you turn into a couch. That's what that song is the experience of. Yeah, I think that's apt. I think it's pretty appropriate. Yes, and it must be a mega baby. Yeah. Damn, missed opportunity. Should have named it Mega Baby. Instant upload to SoundCloud. I will probably never, ever, ever release it, knowing me. No, if I do another ambient set. I'll do another ambient set at some point. At some point. In the distant future. Right? Probably. Another IDM ambient thing. Right? When did I do the last one? 2024. That was the beginning of 2024. So it's about to be 2 years. I think it's going to be 2 years since I posted this mix. Damn, where has the time gone? It's crazy. And then furthermore, I need to export some of these other sounds that I made that were pretty cool. But yeah, Zebra's pretty good. Zebra is pretty good. Foldback distortion, nuts. Plus the FM thing. The FM sounds so good. Yeah, it's literally, this is like such a simple patch. So we got a like a pad like envelope with a really fast attack. If we turn off, right, with it. That was cool. I wish I recorded that. Yeah, it sounds neat. All right, what were these other things I recorded? We got boring. Kind of cool. Okay. We'll call this, we'll export this guy, and you shall be called Crying Violin. Your time goes fast. Sometimes it feels like the Earth is inside a time machine and the scientists are messing with time without telling us. So true. So true. We're getting older. Time is speeding up. It's not great. It's not great. I feel like COVID sped time up like times like 10. And then after COVID, time slowed back down, but like it slowed down to like times 5. Like it didn't even get close to times 1, you know? And then we're gonna record this guy. And this is a Daxa phone lookalike. So I was kind of making Daxophone sounds. Wait, before I do that, let's boost the shit out of these guys. This is clipping, so still clipping. Okay, maybe I gotta turn these all down. There we go. That's a decent volume now. Okay. Export. Yes, Daxophone lookalike. Cool. Making sounds. The sound sounds like the girls over the road learning the violin. I'm sorry to hear that. Fallen leaf. It's gotta be rough. We're not saving that. It's just FM. Banger. Anyways, yeah, that was fun. Okay, I guess we should go back to Zebra, probably, right? I'm trying to do stuff with Zebra. I mean, I'm getting kind of tired. I might call it. Here, let's give Zebra like one more shot. Twist some knobs for a little bit. Yeah, sound good. We're all on board. Cool. What do folder? Yeah, that's the wave folder thing we were just using. So like the wave folder, you know, before we were using it on the entire chord. Right? If we put it here instead of in the FX out bit, it still sounds fucking sick. Wait, no, we weren't even using folder. We were using distortion, which has a wave folder algorithm in it. So there's differences apparently. So how do we? Where's folder? Folder. I hardly know. Okay, that sounds. I was expecting it to sound different because I'm using the playing chord. All right, well, we'll change wavetable oscillator 1. Can you just chill the fuck out? Thank you. Okay, so we're playing sine waves. Right? So again, like I said before, temperament matters, your tuning matters. So right now, if we put the wave folder after the fact and I'm playing a perfect fifth, right? A perfect fifth, slightly out of tune, it's gonna phase at a rate, like probably like 1-2 times per second or something, right? So that's that sound. If we just put it here, it's being applied to each note individually, not the entire chord. I said each note individually, not the entire chord. So there's differences because, yeah. Dude, it sounds so good, the folder. Wish I understood how the fuck feedback works. And then also, what is wave folder ripples? Is quadraphonic pan an extremer version of 3D panning? Well, I think quadraphonic quadraphonic speaker setups were basically like old school 5.1 stuff, where basically you just have 2 speakers in front and 2 behind. Right? Isn't that its own thing? So if I'm assuming Mr. Leakey probably knows, but yeah, surround sound for old people. Yeah, so it's a specific setup. So Pink Floyd, if they use quadraphonic panning, it was meant for that specific setup. So if you're listening to it on stereo, you're going to be missing that. The 3D panning device that is in my racks and stuff, the 3D panning thing is it's stereo. It's stereo and binaural, right? I'm using weird psychoacoustics tricks to kind of trick you into thinking it's 3-dimensional, but it's still just coming out of 2 speakers, right? So it's not like it's gonna like carry over to a 4-speaker system or a 5.1 or 7.1 system or anything. 5.1 and 7.1 just means that's the number of speakers surrounding you, essentially. So, I don't know where I was getting with that. Yeah, quadraphonic is like actual surround sound. The 3-dimensional panning rack, this is trickery. We're playing a trick. Let's put it on let's put that on this thing here. Let's see what we get. Does infinite ripples mean? I'm sorry. Hold the phone. Hold on. We're investigating. Okay. All right. I'm pulling. I need to see my oscilloscope. Ow. Sorry. Okay. Okay. We're supposed to have. Why is it doing that stepwise decay change thing? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing some weird stepwise thing? Stop. Stop doing that. What the fuck? Oh, it's a delay. I'm so stupid. I mean, it was changing the waveform based on like how it was adding. That's cool. Yeah, the delay was sending back with some set delay time. And that was adding back to the sine wave, but at offsetting phases. So it was changing the shape of the waveform in weird ways. And it looked like it was like stepwise changing. Neat. Anyways, what are we doing? I want to know what the wave folder is actually doing. So, oh, I have to turn on them. Okay, a mount down. This is with no mount. Okay, that's cool. So there's a certain point, and then it just splits the thing into double waves, right? So I set it to 2. Let's lower the frequency. Neat. And so 4 would be more. Oh, okay. So there's like, I twist the knob a little bit and then it splits. And I twist the knob a little bit and it splits. And I twist it a little bit and it splits. And it does it 4 times. With 1, it splits only 1 time. 2. Right? 1, 2. So 16 would be a fuck ton. Right? And then infinite, I guess it means it's going to be dramatically, like before I twist it a little bit and then it changes dramatically. I twist it a little bit and it changes dramatically. I imagine with infinite, it's going to be changing dramatically the whole time. It's going to constantly be splitting. Kinda, yeah, pretty much. Just like a really fucking insane FM synthesis. I wish Zebra 3 had notch filtering. Also, do you... Oh, what's up, Space Kid? How are you doing? I'm forgetting your actual real-life name, but we've talked like a bajillion times. I'm pretty sure. Also, do you know if it has a way to draw out and manually add harmonics like Serum does in the wavetable editor? I think so. Pretty sure, but it's kind of confusing. Everything about Zebra is confusing as shit. None of it is intuitive at all. We can draw here. So this is, you could draw in the actual waveform, right? You could draw in a sawtooth wave or whatever. We'd have to change this to this guy, right? Yeah, this guy, and then, right? Which is cool, because like you can hear, obviously, when it becomes more and more extreme, with the slope of this graph as it drops down faster and faster, you're adding more harmonics because it requires infinitely many harmonics to actually create this instantaneous drop down, which creates the clicking. And the clicking is basically the same thing as just your speaker just pulling back really, really fast. Sky, right? Thank you. Because it has the potential to create some gnarly basses without being a workflow nightmare if we can get these features. Yeah, so I mean, this thing works, and I know there's an additive. How do I get out of this menu? Leave editor. Okay. If you click on this, now it's an additive synth, and then we go back to this thing. Never mind. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Additive synth. This thing. Okay, so now this thing, we are now drawing in, if I remember correctly, like an actual, yeah. So this is basically, if you've ever used Harmor before, this is like the first few harmonics. This is the second like batch of harmonics. We're basically applying an envelope to the harmonics in the spectrum, right? So here I want every single harmonic at the same volume, which I guess it gets glitchy. I don't know. If we want an actual saw wave, like you know how saw waves decay down like linearly, it's kind of what that's doing, right? You can also, hello, how do I, yeah, so like if you draw this here, it's going to decay down and then it's going to drop off immediately, right? You can see how it just cuts off right there. So you can use, this is basically like a filter, right? If you have it like this, you can just open it like a filter. But this is it's an additive synth right now. So additive synths have different like timbral and spectral properties, and so they sound a little bit different. So you'll notice that like when I open it up like that, it doesn't sound like a saw wave. It doesn't sound like this, right? When I just press play just on this setting, it sounds very different from if I start at a sine wave and drag it open. Right? And I'm guessing what's happening is as I'm sweeping this open, we're adding sine waves, but when we add the sine waves, they're at different phases. And then that basically creates a dispersed wave, right? That's the sound of dispersion right there, right? And dispersion is just all your partials being different phase. So it sounds super wet. So it being additive is going to have some different shit going on. Sounds neat. The visual looks fucking neat. I don't really understand what's going on there. Okay, you get there with some thought, but it's not like able to add a second or a third harmonics. But oh, I see. I mean, I kind of didn't know what you're talking about. I just wanted to show off this, I think. You probably can. You probably can. I don't know. I really don't. There's a bunch of different editing stuff. Scale. I do not know. Harmonic grid. So you could be super anal about it, right? You could like, oh god. Oh, well, there's different tools and stuff to draw easier. Right? So how the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing, man. But you could see, okay, these are all the harmonics are, so I guess you can like be really deliberate. I know there's like certain tools that draw better. I don't know where the fuck they're at. Oh, it's probably marked underneath this tools thing. There we go. It's marked under tools. Who would have thought? So I guess you can like, you know, if you want, okay, I want this harmonic here, and then you can like get these ones. It doesn't sound at all like it was what I was expecting. I don't know, I fucked something up. But yeah, it is hard to find info. My buddy said that he read the entire guide. So if you click up here, user guide, he read the entire manual over the course of like 3 days said it was worth it and it was entertaining. I haven't read through it much at all, but he read through the entire fucking thing and learned a shit ton about how it works and said that it was worth it and recommends it. So, if I feel masochistic enough, I'm gonna try to read through this, but I would recommend trying to do that. But you can also try to find stuff, so you can just like Control F. I don't know, add harmonics, maybe. Fuck. Control F. What can we add? Oscillator. No, oscillator's gonna appear everywhere. Obviously, that's a stupid fucking thing to try to Google. Oh god. Yeah, it's gonna be such a dope tool to actually modernize workflow. Well, I think what's interesting about it is it's work in a way because it leads you down different paths, right? Like if we just had a fucking wavetable editor and you just had envelopes in the same spot as every other soft synth wavetable synthesis thing, and like it was just positioned and routed the same, I would just end up making the same sounds. Here I'm like flailing and discovering a bunch of new shit as a result. So I don't know. It is difficult to learn. I will totally give you that. And it's super confusing. But the entire time I'm confused, I'm making really cool shit I've never made before. I don't like fully understand exactly what's going on, but it sounds cool the whole time. So maybe that's a blessing and a curse, you know? Do you still have the cable biter around in my house? Yes, I do. That's why I have a very heavy weight blocking my door from my cat walking inside. Yeah, no, she's a fucking menace. She's eaten through 3 different cables at this point. 2 of my headphone cables and also a cable for... I have like this drawing pad thing that I can use to like draw with like a pencil like device to like teach people and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I've read the manual for every synth I've owned so far. Oh, goddamn. Okay, you got the patience for it. I've not done that, which explains why I suck ass at using Serum and any other soft synth. That's why I just use Ableton for everything. Like I usually just use Rax and stuff, but Zebra's like cool enough, honestly. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if did I miss any other comments. Oh yeah, you know what Disperser was? That's cool. Yeah, Disperser is basically like the sound of dispersion is just a sound where the phase of all the partials aren't lined up, basically, right? So there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, right? So like you probably know that like if you use an EQ3 and you stack a bunch of them, right? You'll get, let's use operator. If you use a shit ton of EQ3s, let's make you lower, right? If you duplicate that a fuck ton of times, at every single cutoff point between the EQ3s, because this splits it into 3 different bands, if there's a phase change there, which ends up like delaying that frequency and time a little bit, and if you do frequency and time, then you're changing the phase, right? So like when I let go, now it like trails off a little bit. You can see in the spectrogram how it's being all dispersed and whatnot, and it sounds like that. Now what's also cool is you can get that same sound via additive synths. So like Harmor, for instance, really neat. You got a saw wave, right? There's this prism thing where the prism knob will twist. I will twist the prism knob. The prism knob will pitch bend every single harmonic in different directions, right? So if I do this, you'll notice when I pitch bend it back, I change the sound and I change it back, it's a different sound. All the harmonics are in the same spot, but it's a different sound. And you can see on the oscilloscope that the wave is different, right? The spectrogram is the same. It has all the same harmonics, but the phases of them have moved because I changed the frequency. The frequency of them has changed. And if you change the frequency, then you're changing the phase because the phase is changing like at every single possible moment. And if all the frequencies of these notes are not harmonically aligned, then they become out of phase with each other. So when you collapse it back into the this sound is going to sound super wet and dispersed, right? It's the same exact thing as if you, like, fun fact, Roar also has a dispersion filter, right? So, you can just go to Roar, and you can use dispersion. Right? Similar sound. Very similar sound. And it does the same thing to the oscilloscope. We're excited to explore the spectral oscillators because I haven't found something that's tickled my fancy for spectral ever since Razer. Yeah, dude, someone needs to make a... It's insane that, like, still to this day, I think the best additive synths is Razer and Harmor. And Razer is so outdated, it's, like, painful to use and super buggy. And Harmor, they discontinued it. So, like, what the fuck? Yeah. I got super lucky in that I was able to buy... I guess technically not lucky. Because if I didn't buy it and then they discontinued it, I would have just pirated it for free. But I did get the actual legal license for it, like, half a year before they discontinued everything. But, like, generally I'm anti-piracy. Simply, like I pirated stuff when I started out, but I'm generally anti-piracy because, I don't know, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I'm trying to make a living off of it. So, but in the case of people discontinuing plugins, like, yeah, pirate that shit. Of course. Yeah, so I made a couple different, like, I made a couple different racks, right? So Roar has a multi-band setting. This one's kind of cool. We're deviating. So Roar has a multi-band setting, right? And anything that's multi-band means you're splitting it into multiple different bands. And if you're splitting it into multiple different bands, then there's all-pass filters at play. And you're delaying or changing the phase between those band cutoffs, right? So what I figured was, what happens if I make a disperser by stacking a fuck ton of roars on top of each other, and each of those roars, each of those bands in Roar also has a dispersion filter on it, right? What do you get? Basically, we have every single band has a shit ton of dispersion stacked on top of itself via the disperser filter, and then the band splitting itself adds dispersion. And there's like 20 of them. So there's like 50 dispersers going on right now. Right? It's crazy. So, like, you control the cutoff. Like, it's actually insane. It's ridiculous to a huge degree. It doesn't really sound that great, but in some cases it can. So we use, like, a device randomizer, for instance. We put that on here. Let's just make sure that for device randomizer, I turn off that one. Yeah. So it's like, it's pitch bending them all because I'm moving, the bands are all moving in time, right? So it sounds fucking nuts. If we use like let's just use like the frequent instant sine compression rack beforehand for funsies. And then use another device randomizer. And we just put that on that. And then, like before, we edit, turn off the phase thing. Yeah, I don't actually like the EQ3 one all that much, but I made a few, there's a few different ways to do it. Rhizomorphic was telling me, I think it was Rhizomorphic, that it also sounds good with multiband compression, right? So I made a rack, which is a bunch of EQ3s and then a bunch of multiband dynamics that aren't actually doing anything. And allegedly they sound different. So if you twist this knob, you turn off, you could choose the number of EQ3s you want. And then you can also do this with multiband dynamics, right? So you can have like a selection of how many multiband dynamics you want, how many EQ3s, and then we're just changing the cutoff. Anyways, yeah, all right. I'm getting sleepy and tired. But this was fun. We made a bunch of cool sounds. I saved the sounds. We understood a little bit more about the zebra. Honestly, we didn't even do that much. We played around with what? The modal components a little bit, and then a lot of messing around with the FM thing and foldback distortion. It sounds fucking amazing. And like I just kind of got stun locked there and just played with that for 2 hours. So that was good. Yeah. Let's see if I just missed anything before I head out. Got roar dispersion. You love minimeters, so handy when you're mastering, or just want to see how the harmonics look when messing with the synth. Yeah, minimeters is the shit. It just needs to look sick on minimeters. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, feel free to send me whatever. And if you want like feedback and stuff from me or other people, feedback in the Discord is it's been popping lately. It has been popping lately, so this goes out to anyone. If you want feedback, chime in the Discord. It is a hoot. Yeah, of course. Thank you, Gil. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time.